Hello and good morning. Please forgive me for my tardiness on this morning. How are you all doing? I hope you're doing well and your day is beautiful. So I feel like I got a little chastisement about going a little too fast on the readings. So I'm going to slow it down a bit, give more Bible verses. So again, if you have your pens and paper, small little recap from last week. Abraham, whose name was Abram. Hello and good morning. How are you today? I hope you're doing well. So, Abraham is promised a great reward. And he presses God, like, what are you going to give me? I don't even have an heir. And the only person that's in my house is my steward. So, unless you're going to bless me through him, I don't, what is this reward that you're talking about? And God lets him know that he's going to make him a great nation and that it would come from his loins. Now, Sarah is ear hustling in the back, and she begins to doubt what it is that Abram is hearing. Because in her mind, I'm old. So how am I going to be the one that's going to bear this heir that God is speaking of? So she decides that she's going to give her handmaid Hagar to Abraham so that it would bring about this great promise. Hagar has a child named Ishmael, and this makes Sarah despise Hagar. She was mad about it because, thank you, Tomas. Thank you. I appreciate that. She's like, wait a minute, now I've given my husband to this lady. She's had this child. I've never had a child. Now I'm mad. But nonetheless, she finds a way. I shouldn't say that. Let me not remix it. One day she finds that Ishmael is laughing at. Wait a minute. I think I'm skipping ahead. Hold on. But so she ends up having the baby. Sorry, I think I skipped ahead. So she ends up having the baby, and again, it despises Sarah. Okay, so she gets the child kicked out of the house. Hagar has to leave, and that is where we pretty much left off. Sodom and Gomorrah gets destroyed. And Lot's daughters decide that they are going to have a child with their father, Lot, because there's no other men around. Okay, so that's what's happening at this point. So we're ending off on Genesis 20:2. That's where we'll begin our reading today. Genesis 20 and 2. I mean, sorry, 20. Genesis 20. And Abraham journeyed from there towards the south country and dwelled between Kadesh and Shur and sojourned in Gerar. And Abraham said to Sarah, his wife, "She is my sister." And Abimelech, king of Gerar, sent and took Sarah. But God came to Abimelech in a dream by night and said to him, "Behold, thou art but a dead man for the woman which thou hast taken, for she is a man's wife." But Abimelech had not come near her. And he said, "Lord, wilt thou slay also a righteous nation? Said he not unto me, she is my sister? And she herself said, he is my brother. And in the integrity of my heart and innocent in my hands have I done this." And God said unto him in a dream, "Yeah, I know that thou didst this in the integrity of thy heart, for I also withheld thee from sinning against me. Therefore suffered I thee not to touch her. Now therefore restore the man to his wife, for he is a prophet, and he shall pray for thee, and thou shalt live. And if thou restore her not, know thou not that you shall surely die, thou and all you have." Sorry, I can't get that out. And therefore Abimelech rose early in the morning and called all his servants and told all the things in their ears, and the men were sore afraid. Then Abimelech called Abraham and said unto him, "What hast thou done unto us? And what have I offended thee, that thou hast brought on me and my kingdom a great sin? Thou hast done deeds unto me that ought not be done." And Abimelech said unto Abraham, "What sawest thou that thou hast done this thing?" And Abraham said, "Because I thought, surely the fear of God is not in this place, and they will slay me for my wife's sake. And yet indeed she is my sister, and she is the daughter of my father, and not the daughter of my mother, and she became my wife. And it came to pass, when God caused me to wander from my father's house, that I said unto her, This is thine, which thou shalt show unto me. At every place where we shall come, say of me, he is my brother." And Abimelech took sheep and oxen, and men servants and women servants, and gave them unto Abraham, and restored him Sarah his wife. And Abimelech said, "Behold, my land is before thee, dwell where it is pleased thee." And unto Sarah he said, "Behold, I have given thy brother 1,000 pieces of silver. Behold, he is thee a covering of thy eyes, unto all that are with thee, and with all other." Thus she was reproved. So Abraham prayed unto God, and God healed Abimelech and his wife and his maidservants, and they bare children. For the Lord had fast closed all the wombs of the house of Abimelech because of Sarah, Abraham's wife. And the Lord visited Sarah as he had said, and the Lord did unto Sarah as he had spoken. For Sarah conceived and bare Abraham a son in his old age, at the time set of which God had spoken to him. And Abraham called the name of his son that was born unto him, whom Sarah bare to him, Isaac. And Abraham circumcised his son Isaac, being 8 days old, as God had commanded him. And Abraham was 100 years old when his son Isaac was born unto him. And Sarah said, God has made me to laugh, so that all that fear will laugh unto me. And she said, Who would have said unto Abraham that Sarah would have given him children suck? For I have borne him a son in his old age. And the child grew and was weaned, and Abraham made a great feast the same day that Isaac was weaned. And Sarah saw the son of Hagar, the Egyptian, which she had borne unto Abraham, mocking. Wherefore she said unto Abraham, Cast out thou bondswoman and her son, for the son of this bondswoman shall not be heir with my son, even with Isaac. And the thing was very grievous unto Abraham's sight because of his son. And God said unto Abraham, Let it not be grievous in thy sight because of the lad, and because of thy bondswoman, and all that Sarah has said unto thee, hearken unto her voice. For in Isaac shall thy seed be called. And also of the son of the bondswoman will I make a nation, because he is thy seed. And Abraham rose up early in the morning and took bread and a bottle of water and gave it unto Hagar, putting it on her shoulder and the child, and sent her away. And she departed and wandered in the wilderness of Beersheba. And the water was spent in the bottle, and she cast the child under one of the shrubs. And she went and sat down over against him a good way off, as it were a bow shot. For she said, let me not see the death of the child. And she sat over against him and lifted up her voice and wept. And God heard the voice of the lad, and the angel of God called to Hagar out of heaven and said unto her, what ailed thee, Hagar? Fear not, for God has heard the voice of thy lad. Where is he? Arise, lift up the lad, and behold, he in thine hand, for I will make him a great nation. And God opened up her eyes, and she saw a well of water, and she went and filled the bottle with water and gave the lad a drink. And God was with the lad, and he grew and dwelt in the wilderness and became an archer. And he dwelt in the wilderness of Paran, and his mother took him a wife out of the land of Egypt. And it came to pass at the time that Abimelech and Pichol, the chief captain of his host, spake unto Abraham, saying, God is with thee in all that thou do. Now therefore swear unto me here by God that thou wilt not deal falsely with me, nor with my son, nor with my son's son, but according to the kindness that I have done unto thee, thou shalt do unto me, and to the land wherein thou hast sojourned. And Abraham said, I swear to you. And Abraham reproved Abimelech because of a well of water, and Abimelech's servants had violently taken away, which Abimelech's servants had violently taken away. And Abimelech said, I wot not who hath done this thing, neither didst thou tell me, neither yet heard I of it, but today. And Abraham took sheep and oxen and gave them unto Abimelech, and both of them made a covenant. And Abraham set 7 ewe lambs flock by themselves. And Abimelech said unto Abraham, what mean these 7 ewe lambs which thou hast set by themselves? And he said, for these 7 ewe lambs shalt thou take of my land, of my hand, that they may be a witness unto me that I have digged this well. Wherefore he called the place Beersheba, because there they swear both of them. Thus they made a covenant at Beersheba. Then Abimelech rose up, and Pichol, the chief captain of his host, and they returned into the land of the Philistines. And Abraham planted a grove in Beersheba and called there on the name of the Lord, the everlasting God. And Abraham sojourned in the Philistines' land many days. And it came to pass after these things that God did tempt Abraham and said unto him, Abraham, and he said, behold, here I am. And he said, take now thy son, thine only son Isaac, whom thou love, and get thee into the land of Moriah, and offer him there for a burnt offering unto one of the mountains, which I will tell of thee. And Abraham rose up early in the morning and saddled his ass, and took 2 of his young men with him, and Isaac his son, and clave the wood for the burnt offering, and rose up, and went unto the place of which God had told him. Then on the 3rd day, Abraham lifted up his eyes and saw the place afar off. And Abraham said unto his young son, abide you here with the ass, and I and the lad will go up yonder and wander, and come again to you. And Abraham took of the wood of the burnt offering, and laid it unto Isaac his son, and he took the fire in his hand and a knife, and they went both of them together. And Isaac spake unto Abraham his father, and said, my father. And he said, here I am, my son. And he said, behold the fire of the wood, but where is the lamb for the burnt offering? Burnt offering. And Abraham, wait, let me make sure. Okay, so yeah, just the kid. Okay. A lamb, like a kid lamb. Hello, Freddie B. Good morning. Sorry, I just looked up. And Abraham said, my son, my God, sorry, hold on. But where is the lamb for the burnt offering? And Abraham said, my son, God will provide himself a lamb for the burnt offering. So they both went up together. And they came to the place which God had told of. And Abraham built an altar there and laid the wood in order and bound Isaac his son and laid him on the altar upon the wood. And Abraham stretched forth his hand and took of the knives to slay his son. And the angel of the Lord called unto him out of heaven and said, Abraham, Abraham. And he said, Here I am. And he said, Lay not thy hand upon the lad, neither do anything to him. For now I know that thou fear God, seeing that thou hast not withheld thy son, thine only son, from me. And Abraham lifted up his eyes and looked, and behold, behind him a ram caught in the thicket by his horns. And Abraham went and took the ram and offered him up for a burnt offering in the stead of his son. And Abraham called the name of that place Jehovah Jireh, and as it said to this day, in the mount of the Lord it shall be seen. And the angel of the Lord called unto Abraham out of heaven a second time and said, By myself have I sworn, saith the Lord, for because thou hast done this thing and hast not withheld thy son, thine only son, that is a blessing. I will bless thee, and in multiplying I will multiply thy seed as the stars of heaven, and as the sand which is upon the seashore, and thy seed shall possess the gate of his enemies. And in thy seed shall all the nations of the earth be blessed, because thou hast obeyed my voice. So Abraham returned unto his young men, and they rose up and went together to Beersheba. And Abraham dwelt at Beersheba. And it came to pass after these things that it was told to Abraham, saying, Behold, Milcah, she hath also borne children unto thy brother Nahor, who's his firstborn, and Buz his brother, and Kemuel the son of Aram, and Chesed, and Hazo, and Pildash, and Jediapah, and Bethuel. And Bethuel begat Rebekah. These 8 Milcah did bear to Nahor, and Abraham's brother, and his concubine, whose name was Reumah. She bare also Tebah, and Gam, and Thaash, and Maacah. Whew. Okay, so I want to stop right there because I think we should untangle that passage. Okay, because often this gets confused as being that God wanted Abraham to sacrifice his son. But in the very beginning, he tells his son, okay, let me go back. He says, God is going to provide the lamb. God is going to provide the lamb. He told his son that in the beginning. And so the heading of this chapter is called, well, in my Bible, it's called God Test Abraham. He was trying to see how much Abraham loved him, because, okay, so the real question is, does God want us to sacrifice our children? If you know God, if you know who God is, does God want us to sacrifice our children? The answer would be no, because he vehemently talks against sacrificing your children in the nations of the people who do it. So now he knows what kind of heart, well, not, of course he knows what kind of heart Abraham has, but he's again, in order for us to know how much faith we have, it has to be tested. And it's going to, anyways, hopefully it's going to make sense, because he's going to reiterate it and then expound on it. So don't worry. But if you have questions about that, if that doesn't make sense, let me know. Because it's telling you right there. Okay, going on. This is chapter 23. Genesis chapter 23. And Sarah was 107 and 20 years old, and these were the years of the life of Sarah. And Sarah died in Kirjath-arba, and the same as Hebron in the land of Canaan. And Abraham came to mourn for Sarah and to weep for her. And Abraham stood up from before his dead and spake unto the sons of Heth, saying, I am a stranger and a sojourner with you. Give me a possession of a burying place with you, that I may bury my dead out of my sight. And the children of Heth answered Abraham, saying unto him, Hear us, my Lord, thou art a mighty prince among us, in the choice of our sepulchre. Bury thy dead. None of us shall withhold from thee his sepulchre, but that thou mayest bury thy dead. And Abraham stood up and bowed himself to the people of the land, even to the children of Heth. And he communed with them, saying, If it be your mind that I shall bury my dead out of thy sight, hear me and entreat for me to Hebron, the son of Zohar, that he may give me the cave of Machpelah, which he has, which is in the ends of his field, for as much money as it is worth, that he shall give it to me for possession of a burying amongst you. And Hebron dwelt amongst the children of Heth, and Hebron the Hittite answered Abraham in the audience of the children of Heth, even all that went in at the gate of his city, saying, Nay, my Lord, hear me. The field give I thee, and the cave that is therein, I give it to thee. In the presence of the sons of my people, give it to thee, bury thy dead. And Abraham bowed himself before the people of the land, and he spake unto Hebron in the audience of the people of the land, saying, But if thou wilt give it, I pray, hear me, I will give thee money for the field, take it of me, and I will bury my dead there. And Hebron answered Abraham, saying unto him, My Lord, hearken it unto me. The land is worth 400 shekels of silver. What is that betwixt me and thee? Bury therefore thy dead. And Abraham hearkened unto Hebron, and Abraham weighed to Hebron the silver which he had named in the audience of the sons of Heth, 400 shekels of silver, current money with the merchant. In the field of Hebron, which was in Machpelah, which was before Mamre, the field, and in the cave which was therein, and all the trees that were in the field, that were in all the borders round about, was made sure. Unto Abraham for possession in the presence of the children of Heth, before all that went in at the gate of the city. And after this, Abraham buried Sarah his wife in the cave of the field of Machpelah before Mamre, the same as Hebron in the land of Canaan. And the field and the cave that therein was made sure unto Abraham for possession of a burying place by the sons of Heth. Whew. Hey, Edison, good morning. It is good to see you. I hope you're having a great day. Okay. So, okay. So Sarah dies. And okay. This is about Isaac and Rebecca. Let me see. Where are we at? 10:30. Y'all want to do one more chapter? Let me see. Okay. You said it would be nice if there was something on the screens that we could follow along. Okay. 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 Give me just a second. Okay, so I'll put it on the screen. Just let me know if it starts messing with the audio. I know my setup ain't the best. The internet sucks out here. Okay. Is that too far away? Can you see that? Okay. So I'll just read it from here. I probably should turn that on just in case we need some more. Okay. And Abraham was old and well stricken in age, and the Lord had blessed Abraham in all things. And Abraham said unto his eldest servant of his house that ruled over all that he had, Put, I pray thee, thy hand under my thigh, and I will make thee swear by the Lord, the God of heaven, and the God of earth, that thou shalt not take a wife unto my son of the daughters of the Canaanites, among whom I dwell. But thou shalt go unto a country and to my kindred, and take a wife unto my son Isaac. And their servant said unto him, Peradventure, the woman will not be willing to follow me unto this land. Must I needs bring thy son again unto the land from where thy came? So should I take Isaac to the land, or, how am I going to get her to come here? Or should I just take him there? And Abraham said unto him, Beware that thou bring not my son there again. Okay, so don't take him. And the Lord God of heaven, which took me from my father's house and from the land of my kindred, and which spake unto me, and that sware unto me, saying, Unto thy seed will I give this land, and he shall send his angel before thee, and thou shalt take a wife unto my son from there. And if the woman will not be willing to follow thee, then thou shalt be clear from this my oath. Only bring not my son there again. And the servant put his hand under the thigh of Abraham his master, and sware to him concerning that matter. And the servant took 10 camels of the camels of his master and departed, for all the goods of his master were in his hand. And he arose and went to Mesopotamia, unto the city of Nahor. Okay. It starts to get a little funky. Okay. Oh, man. Mm. Yeah, I'm not sure if, oh, you can hear it now? Okay. Okay. I might just have to, no worries. No, I'm good. I'm glad you came. Um, okay, so unto the city of Nahor, and he made his camels to kneel down without the city by a well of water at the time of the evening, even to the time that women go out to draw water. Oh, he was he knew where to go. He knew where to go find him at. Okay. And he said, "O God of my master Abraham, I pray thee send me a good speed this day and show kindness unto my master Abraham. Behold, I stand here by the well of water, and the daughters of men of the city come out to draw water." Okay. And it came to pass before he was done speaking, that behold, Rebekah came out, who was born to Bethuel, son of Milcah, the wife of Nahor, Abraham's brother, with her pitcher upon her shoulder. And the damsel was very fair to look upon, a virgin, neither had any man known her. And she went down to the well and filled her pitcher and came up. And the servant ran to meet her and said, "Let me, I pray thee, drink a little water of thy pitcher." And she said, "Drink, my lord." And she hasted and let down her pitcher upon her hand and gave him a drink. And when she was done giving him a drink, she said, "I will draw water for thy camels also, until they have done drinking." And she hasted and emptied her pitcher into the trough, and ran again unto the well and to draw water again, and drew all for his camels. Oh, and drew for all his camels. Okay. And the man wondering at her held his peace, to wit, whether the Lord had made his journey prosperous or not. And it came to pass, as the camels had done drinking, that the man took a golden earring, a half a shekel weight, and two bracelets for her hands of 10 shekels weight of gold, and said, "Whose daughter art thou? Tell me, I pray thee, is there room in thy father's house for us to lodge in?" And she said unto him, "I am the daughter of Bethuel, the son of Milcah, which she bare unto Nahor." And said moreover unto him, "We have both straw and provender enough, and room to lodge in." And the man bowed down his head and worshiped the Lord. And he said, "Blessed be the Lord God of my master Abraham, who has not left destitute my master of his mercy and truth." A master, yeah, a master of his mercy and his truth. Okay. "I being in the way, the Lord led me to the house of my master's brethren." And the damsel ran and told them of the mother's house these things. Can you also see that? And Rebekah had a brother, and his name was Laban. And Laban ran out unto the man unto the well. And it came to pass, when he saw the earring and the bracelets upon his sister's hand, and when he had heard the words of Rebekah his sister, saying, "Thus spake the man unto me," that he came unto the man, and behold, he stood by the camels at the well. And he said, "Come in, thou blessed of the Lord, wherefore stand thou without? For I have prepared the house and the room for your camels." And the man came into the house, and he ungirded his camels, and gave straw and provender for the camels, and the water to wash his feet, and the man's feet that were with him. And there was set meat before him to eat. And he said, "I will not eat until I have told mine errand." And he said unto thee, "Speak on." I don't know where y'all at right now. And he said, I am Abraham's servant, and the Lord blessed my master greatly, and he become great. And he has given his flocks and herds and silver and gold and men servants and maid servants and camels and asses. And Sarah, my master's wife, bare a son to my master when she was old, and unto him he has given all that he has. And my master made me swear, and saying, Thou shalt not take a wife to my son of the daughters of the Canaanites, in whose land I dwell, but thou shalt go unto my father's house, into my kindred, and take a wife for my son. And I said unto my master, Peradventure the woman will not follow me. And he said unto me, The Lord before whom I walk will send his angel with thee, and to prosper all the way. And thou shalt take a wife for my son of my kindred and of my father's house. Sorry, I don't know where y'all are. My father's house. Then shalt thou be clear from this oath when thou comest to my kindred, and if thou give not thee one, thou shalt be clear from my oath. And I came this day unto the well, and said, O Lord God of my master Abraham, if now thou do prosper my way which I go, behold, I stand by the well of water, and it shall come to pass that when the virgin comes forth to draw water, I say to her, Give me, I pray thee, a little water of pitcher to drink. And she say unto me, Both drink thou, and I will also draw for thy camels. Let the same be the woman whom the Lord has appointed out of my master's son. And before I was done speaking in thine heart, behold, Rebekah came forth with her pitcher on her shoulder, and she went down unto the well and drew water. And I said unto her, Let me drink, I pray thee. Okay, so y'all can hear me there. And she made haste and let down her pitcher from her shoulder and said, Drink, I will give thy camel drink also. So I drank, and she made the camels drink also. And I asked her, and I said, Whose daughter art thou? And she said, The daughter of Bethuel, Nahor's son, whom Milcah bare unto her. And I put the earring upon her face and the bracelets upon her hand. And I bowed down my head and worshiped the Lord, and blessed the Lord God of my master Abraham, which had led me in the right way to take my master's brother's daughter unto his son. And now, if truly with my master, tell me, and if not, tell me, that I may turn to the right hand or to the left. Then Laban and Bethuel answered and said, The thing proceeds from the Lord. We cannot speak unto thee bad or good. Behold, Rebekah is before thee. Take her and go, and let her be thy master's son's wife, as the Lord has spoken. And it came to pass that when Abraham's servant heard their words, he worshipped the Lord, bowing himself to the earth. And the servant brought forth jewels of silver and jewels of gold and raiment, and gave them to Rebekah. And he gave also to her brother and to her mother precious things. And they did eat and drink, he and the men that were with him, and tarried all night. And they rose up in the morning, and he said, Send me away unto my master. And her brother and her mother said, Let the damsel abide with us a few days, at least 10. After that she can go. And he said unto them, Hinder me not, seeing the Lord has prospered my way. Send me away, that I may go to my master. We will call the damsel, inquire at her mouth. And they called Rebekah and said unto her, Wilt thou go with this man? And she said, I will go. And they sent away Rebekah, their sister, and her nurse, and Abraham's servant and his men. And they blessed Rebekah and said unto her, Thou art our sister, but thou the mother of thousands of millions, and let thy seed possess the gate of those which hate them. And Rebekah arose and her damsels, and they rode upon the camels and followed the man. And the servant took Rebekah and went his way. All right. Whew. A lot happened. Okay, so now we see where the line is going to go from obviously Adam to his son Shem, then to Noah, then to Abraham, now to Isaac. So that's the progression of where it's at right now. All right, y'all. Wow, thank you so much for reading through the Bible with me. We're going from Genesis to Revelation. Again, live question and answer. So if you do have questions, please feel free to drop them in the chat and we can get them answered together. Yeah. I hope you have a good day. Got a new video dropping this evening, so stay tuned for that. And yeah, I will see you guys tomorrow at the live. All right, have a good day. Bye.